I am the narrator Anisha Harris Marble, and the historical figure I will be presenting is Fredi Washington. I chose to narrate a historical figure presentation about Fredi Washington because she was a quadruple threat. While doing much research on her, I became more and more inspired by her ability to live out her dreams as well as make a change for others in being a civil rights activist. She is the embodiment of what I want to do with my life. Frederica Carolyn Fredi Washington, born December 23, 1903 in Savannah, Georgia, was an American stage and film actress, civil rights activist, performer, and writer. Washington was of African American descent. She was one of the first people of color to gain recognition for film and stage work in the 1920s and 1930s. Washington's entertainment career began in 1921 as a chorus girl in the Broadway musical Shuffle Along. She was hired by dancer Josephine Baker as a member of the Happy Honeysuckles, a cabaret group. Baker became a friend and mentor to her. Washington's collaboration with Baker led to her being discovered by producer Lee Schubert. In 1926, she was recommended for co-starring role on the Broadway stage with Paul Robeson in the play Black Boy. She quickly became a popular future dancer and toured internationally with her dancing partner, Al Morit. Washington turned to acting in the late 1920s. Her first movie role was in Black and Tan, which was made in 1929. In which she played a cotton club dancer who was dying. She acted in a small role in The Emperor Jones in 1993, starring Robinson. Washington played Cab Calloway's love interest in the musical short Cab Calloway's Heidi-Ho. Her best-known role was in 1934 movie Imitation of Life. Washington played a young, light-skinned black woman who chose to pass a white to seek more opportunities in a society restricted by legal racial segregation in some states and social discrimination in others. As Washington had visible European ancestry, the role was considered perfect for her, but it led to her being typecast by filmmakers. Moviegoers sometimes assumed from Washington's appearance, her blue-gray eyes, pale complexion, and light brown hair that she might have passed in real life. In 1934, she said the role did not reflect her off-screen life. But, I quote, "If I made Piola seem real enough to merit such statements, I consider such statements compliments, and it makes me feel I've done my job fairly well." She told reporters in 1949 she identified as black, and I quote, "Because if I'm honest, firstly and secondly, you don't have to be white to be good. I've spent most of my life trying to prove to those who think otherwise I am a Negro and I am proud of it." Louise Beavers and Fredi Washington in Imitation of Life. Imitation of Life was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture, but it did not win. Years later, in 2007, Time magazine ranked it as among the 25 most important films on race. Washington's experiences in the film industry and theater led to her becoming a civil rights activist. In an effort to help other black actors and actresses find more opportunities, in 1937, Washington co-founded the Negro Actors Guild of America, also known as NAG, with Noble Cecil, W.C. Handy, Paul Robinson, and Ethel Waters. The organization's mission included speaking out against stereotyping and advocating for a wider range of roles. Washington served as the organization's first executive secretary. African Americans founded by Adam Clayton Powell Jr., a Baptist minister and politician in New York City who was married to her sister, Isabel Washington Powell. She was outspoken about racism faced by African Americans and worked closely with Walter White, then president of the NAACP to address pressing issues facing the black people in America. In 1933, Washington married Lawrence Brown, the trombonist in Duke Ellington's jazz orchestra. That marriage ended in divorce. In 1952, Washington married a Stanford dentist, Hugh Anthony Bell, and moved to Greenwich, Connecticut. Fredi Washington Bell died at age 90 on June 28, 1994. She died from pneumonia following a series of strokes at St. Joseph Medical Center in Stamford, Connecticut. A list of legacy and honors for Fredi Washington. In 1975, Washington was inducted into the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame. In 1979, Washington received the Circle Award for Lifetime Achievement in the Performing Arts. In 1981, Washington received an award from the Audience Development Company, a New York-based nonprofit group devoted to preserving and promoting African American theater.